at least 12 as far as I know. That's how long I've been there, and I think he's been there 20 years. Al has built this workshop from a place where some old guys wanted a place to do some work after they sold their houses and lost their workshops. He has built it into a wonderful place where we have around 20, 30 volunteers, men and women, who do furniture restoration. In fact, we've been so successful, I think last year we made $80,000 for sale. It helps when your labor is zero. But we've got bankers, doctors, mathematicians, engineers, a glass blower who is here today, a retired police chief, and a college Spanish professor. We might have people from other backgrounds, but due to the witness protection program, but the success of the workshop is definitely due to Al. You all may have visited the shop and seen the things that we do in restoration, but you wouldn't have seen some of the things behind the scene. For example, if a volunteer doesn't show up for a few days, Al calls their home to make sure they're okay. Many a time my wife will say, "You haven't been to the workshop for a couple of days. Call Al, he'll worry about it." And he will. If one of us is sick or undergoes an operation or a procedure, he'll keep all of us updated, so if we can help, we'll try. On the job, he gives us a 10 a.m. coffee break every day. Just like El Excelente, he goes out and finds the best coffee to serve us for our coffee break. Folgers is not the best, but it's on sale. Not only do we get free coffee, but one of the benefits is free advice on anything from medical issues to home repairs. We have somebody in the workshop who has gone through a knee replacement, a hip replacement, a shoulder replacement, new arteries for your heart, everything, and especially free dental advice. You get the idea. We can ask who's got a good doctor, who's got a bad doctor, who should we see, who should we not see. Actually, I was thinking we could have an Al's list. So watch out, Angie. And you think it's easy managing a bunch of seniors? As you might already know, memory tends to go south as you get older. None of us can remember anything, but that's okay. Al can't remember that he's told us anyway. One example is I work near a wall where all the tools are stored. And every once in a while, one of the volunteers will come looking for a tool, and I'll see him staring at the wall. Why did I come here? What tool am I looking for? Am I really here? Do I exist? All these existential questions. But Al has managed us and managed us well for a long time. So let me conclude with my favorite workshop benefit. Without Al Kessler, we would not have the Sage Workshop. And I wouldn't be able to tell my wife, Jean, as I race out the door, "Honey, I can't do that today. I have to go to the workshop and work on the chair. Al is depending on me. Maybe tomorrow. Sorry." Free at last. Free at last. Thank you, Al Kessler. I am free at last.
Available for parties. Al Kessler, you just heard a lot about Al, and here he is, Sage's 2018 Volunteer Honoree of the Year.
Great.
See what I have to put up with sometimes. I'll just say a quick brief word. As I mentioned earlier, Al, along with the artisans in our workshop, and that's what we call them, artisans, are true examples of what it means to age out loud. Al joined the workshop after retiring as a dentist, as you've heard, and has been volunteering at Sage for over 20 years. We are so fortunate that he chose Sage to hang his next shingle. Al is exemplary in his management of the workshop and the volunteers who come to us after they retire from various industries. His ability to build camaraderie among the workshop volunteers and still make a profit for Sage is superb. Al takes pride in the workshop and always tells me that he is happy to be able to do something he loves while helping others. Under Al's stewardship, the Furniture Restoration Workshop provides volunteer opportunities, trains individuals in special restoration techniques, and provides significant financial support for the programs at Sage. Al, thank you for all you do for Sage.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Angela. Bruce, you're a hell of an act to follow. I've known you for these 12, 13 years, whatever it is, and I never knew you had this in you. You are a valued member of the workshop team. Tom Inglesby, there you are. I don't know if you remember that after the workshop became very busy, you suggested that it might be a good idea to hire a paid full part-time manager. Here I am 13 years later, the unpaid full-time manager. So thank you. I do have a healthy number of thank yous to make to this board and previous boards, to our executive director, Angela Sullivan, to Director of Volunteers, Marianne Krantz, to Pat Stush and her staff who worked so hard to make this event possible. I especially want to thank Bob McAnally, who is my right arm and left arm quite frequently in operating the workshop, and his wife Marilyn, Bruce Stein, and his wife Jeannie, pardon me, and all of our volunteers who are the greatest craftsmen and women around. It is a very special joy to share this evening with our family, Bruce and Jill, Nancy and Frank, and my wife Barbara Ann, who willingly, I think, has shared me with Sage for all these 20 years. Please bear with me while I reminisce. In 1998, I retired from 43 years of practicing dentistry in Millburn and moved to Basking Ridge. 2 months later, I read a story in the Millburn item about the workshop. I thought this might be fun and of service at the time. Our original site was in the grungy basement of an old 2-story house on Forest Avenue. The ceiling was so low that I hit my head on low-hanging pipes any number of times. At that time, there were only about 6 to 8 volunteers, and the site is now the parking lot of the Peapack Gladstone Bank. Rightfully so. So now here I am 20 years later, enjoying working with all these wonderful giving people. The workshop started some 60 years ago with 6 retired men meeting to share their craftsmanship, and has grown to a group of 15 men and 5 women meeting to share their time and skills in restoring easy and often complex items. We have proudly become a fundraising arm for Sage Eldercare services to our seniors in Summit and surrounding communities. What a great honor this is. Thank you so much.